Hey, I'm Cameron.
And I'm Jake, and we're from Tonight Alive.
This is Annabel from New Fury. So this is 10 things you need to know about Tonight Alive. First question is, if you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what album would it be and why?
Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Sigh No More by Mumford & Sons.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys haven't released an album since The Other Side in 2013. Are you guys currently writing music, or have you already recorded and waiting to release it?
We have recorded half an album over the last month, and we've just started this tour, and then we're going to finish it in July and June, and it's probably going to be coming out sometime in 2016.
Yeah, a little bit. End of this year, maybe start of next year. We're looking to see.
We've been writing since The Other Side, but we've been touring so heavily that after this will be our last tour on this cycle,
right,
before we finish the album and get ready to release the next year. Yeah.
Best general advice you could give someone to kids in this day and age?
I would say that you would have to find things that you're passionate about and find things that make you happy, and hopefully you can find them at as young an age as possible, and find things that will stick with you all through life, whether that be friends, hobbies, even places to live, because that way no matter what happens you always have that.
I can't really beat that, so I'm just going to say don't do meth.
Don't do meth, guys. Don't do meth.
Yeah.
Don't do
Get
meth.
good stuff.
Get the good
Splash
stuff.
it out.
Oh my gosh. You guys have been touring with all-time low state champs and Issues. What are your thoughts on these bands, and what are the differences on this tour rather than on others you've been to? Are there any?
It's still very early days, so the State Champs guys are very nice, but haven't spent a whole lot of time with them. The Issues guys are great. They actually all like Pokemon and Nintendo and stuff, and so do I. So that's really cool. And All Time Low, we've toured with like 3 or 4 times in different countries, and they're just fantastic people.
Yeah, they're all really good to watch live as well. Especially Issues is a really good live band. So it's it's nice. It's good to be on a tour with bands that you enjoy watching.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, friends.
What inspires your songwriting, and do you guys write together?
The songwriting for Tonight Alive is done by Jenna and Wack, and that's usually done acoustically, and then demoed, and then it gets built up from there.
Okay.
Yeah, then we'll take it into like the pre-pro, and
Right.
we'll do it together as a band. But the core, the basis of it is done by Wack and Jen.
Okay. What do you have any pre-show rituals or special things you say or do before you go on stage?
Yeah, I'd say like an hour or 2 pre-show, we're all kind of doing our own thing, whether that be like warming up individually or like watching something together or just hanging out. But Jen's always like kind of like getting dressed and like does her vocal warm-ups. But like right before the show, we all get together and we hug each other each one at a time individually. Kind of wish each other good luck and just get some good vibes before we go on stage. Remind ourselves that we're all, friends and like.
Not that we need any.
Just like.
You guys tour together. I'm sure you guys know you guys are friends.
Yeah.
Well, family
Right.
more than
Your
friends,
family,
but like
exactly.
it's still nice.
Favorite tour hobbies and pranks?
They're very different things.
Yeah, hobbies. I mean, we usually just like work out a fair bit. We like to go to bars. We play soccer.
Texas Hold'em.
We play poker. Yeah.
Play poker. Yeah, play sports. And pranks. We always do pranks every tour. We don't have a favorite, but a go-to would be like just you guys always do it. You strip naked or you strip your undies and you run on stage, and it's just the easiest thing to do, and you don't need to spend any money on it.
Are we gonna be witnessing this tonight?
No.
Tonight? No, maybe at the last
I
show.
see.
We usually do it then.
But like on one tour, Wack dressed up in a bikini and put a green wig on and pretended to be Jenna on stage while she sung side stage, and so that's a taste of it.
Some bands don't necessarily like touring, but they love performing for fans. How do you guys feel about it? What are the pros and cons?
We love touring. We were in the studio for a month before this, so it was like we were getting pretty cooped up. So it's really good to get out on the road because we always make friends, and it's good to tour with especially with bands like All Time Low who we've toured with before. We're really good friends with. So I don't know, it just feels like family. And
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question.
You may get this question a lot, but how different is it touring in the States rather than Australia or any other countries?
I mean, it's just, you can't even compare touring Australia to touring here. I mean, like Australia nowadays, bands aren't even playing everywhere anymore. They're only playing like 4 or 5 shows at max. You know, it's kind of an expensive place to tour.
Yeah.
And the scene for this sort of music is still present, but it's not really as strong as it is here, and the venues aren't as available. You know, I think we just have a totally different like music culture there into what gets played on the radio and what kids are exposed to.
Right. So
when you come to America, you know, you can travel in vans, bandwagons, or buses, which is another thing that Australia doesn't have. You have to hire your own van. And it costs a shitload of money because you have to travel like up to 10 hours between each show, so the petrol and the kilometers rack up heaps. But that's all being negatives, right? But then coming to America, it's like, yeah, you can travel in whatever standard your band's at and afford it. You can play like 40 shows in 2 months. You can experience like the whole country, and you can kind of, it just feels like more of a tour, and your band can grow more. You can experience more things, and you know, but that doesn't mean that we don't love touring Australia. It's just that, I mean, it's not
expensive.
As far as making a career as a touring band, you can't really do it in Australia. You can only tour once or twice a year, and at max like 20 shows.
Do you have anything to add?
No, I concur.
Sorry, yeah. I summed that up pretty
Really, one answer for that.
Any special stories or fans that stick out in your mind?
Yeah, tons of our fans stick out in our mind, actually. Rob,
He's a guy from the UK. He always flies over. He's from the UK and he always flies over to the States. And he flew over to Australia as well one time. So he's actually been probably our most travelled fan of anyone. Like, he's travelled the most distances to get to come see us.
Right.
We've got 2 girls called Naomi and Caitlin as well, who have seen us likewise from like the UK to Europe to America to Australia to Japan. And it's just like they're out on this tour at the moment. Yeah, and it's mental. Like, every time you see them, they're always in the front row still, and they're always kind of have that same reaction as if they've never seen you before.
That's the best
and it's cool when you can like, and it's great when you can talk to your fans after the show, and they actually feel like friends, and the conversation goes beyond them asking for a photo and then them walking off, you know what I mean, or giggling hysterically or something. Like, these people are actually like, you know, like really cool people that we actually look forward to seeing. Yeah, they do, and it's really refreshing and it's nice. So, and they're like, that's why they stand out. And there's probably a lot more that I can't think off the top of my head, and I'm probably gonna feel bad afterwards.
There's always you guys can.
Rayhan, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah.
You guys can always make just do a shout out and just be like all of your.
We also we have Bay and Chloe as well. They always come to as many shows as they can. Their mums are great as well. They always bring them along, and they bring us like customized presents, and always write us letters, and like we've kind of grown with them as well, like from when they were really young teenage girls with, you know, the typical high school problems that they were like, you know, and we are a sort of band that always tries to help our fans out if they ask for advice from us, and they're kind of cool because they've actually listened to the advice, and we've seen them grow, and kind of now when we see them, it's not always like negative things. They're always saying like, oh, like this is what's going good for me now, this is how I've grown, and this is my high school is like, this is what my life's like, blah blah blah. And so it actually feels like you know, like it's a positive like effect that we're having on some people, so it's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's exactly what kind of effect you want. Well,
is that it?
Yep, that's
Awesome.
it. I'm Annabelle for New Fury. This is Cameron and Jake from Tonight Alive. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys liked it.
Thank you so much. Sorry for any kids that we missed. My bad, but yeah, we're trying our best.